Kevin Bacon is a truly brilliant actor. I personally believe that he is one of my favorite actors out there. And pretty much any role he plays, like either a good guy or a bad guy or whatever, you know, just whatever he plays is just excellent. His performances, while playing those roles, they are just absolutely just phenomenal. Like there's Mystic River, with him, Sean Penn, and Tim Robbins. That's a wonderful movie. Sleepers, where he plays the sadistic head guard of you know, the boys' home. His character is purely hateful in that scene, in that movie. And then there's like Flatliners, a good sci-fi thriller that has an excellent cast, with Kiefer Sutherland and Julia Roberts and other people. But one film that he starred in that I pretty much consider to be one of his more underrated films is this one. This movie, Stir of Echoes. This is a wonderful movie. Like the performances are good. The storyline is amazing. Kevin Bacon, he plays like a blue collar guy, who lives with his family in Chicago, a working class area of the city, and he gets hypnotized by his sister-in-law at a party, and he begins to see ghostly images, and he has premonitions of death, and he has haunting images of a dead girl who actually was murdered in the same house that he and his family live in. Yeah, it's a crazy movie, but it's absolutely wonderful. But the problem, though, is that this film was significantly overshadowed because it was released the same year as the movie The Sixth Sense. Another great movie, but this one is just as good. And, there were several other psychological thrillers that were released the same year. There was Sixth Sense, there was fucking In Dreams with Annette Bening. That's another movie that I own on tape. And then there was, of course, the Blair Witch Project. I mean, everybody's familiar with that. But another thing that I liked about this movie was the music. The soundtrack features, several alternative rock songs. There's one of Dishwalla's songs appears in the movie. I don't know which part, but and there was also this one band that I want to get into. It's called Gob. They're early 90s, punk rock group, kind of like Green Day. Their cover of the Rolling Stones' Paint It Black appears in one crucial scene. Although, I mean, it's a good cover, but I don't think it could compare to the original because Rolling Stones is the shit. I mean, nobody does it better than the Stones. That's probably how a lot of people feel about, their take on Sympathy for the Devil, before Guns N' Roses took it over. But anyway, for those of you who have watched the entire movie all the way through, you probably recognize the song during the end credits. The song is called Hello by POE. She's a kind of an mix of alternative rock and trip hop type. And when I first watched it, I was really intrigued by the whole movie, but I was also even more intrigued by the song during the end credits. It was a beautiful song. Her lyrics is just absolutely wonderful. And that's when like August 2015. That's when I came across this her album, which is titled Hello, of course. I found this album at Goodwill, among other, CDs that I found there the same day. I actually bought like 12 of them that day. I was in like a huge, shopping CD binge that day. And I found like a ton of 90s stuff. Like there was Better Than Ezra's album, which had that song Good. There was Seven Mary Three's album with Cumbersome. And there was just a ton of other. There was also Deep Blue Something's Home, with Breakfast at Tiffany's, or I forgot it. I don't know if that's the title of their album, but I'm pretty sure it is from the last time I looked at it. I mean, I still own that album. But anyway, so yeah, but this was one of the albums that I picked up that day. And I recognized the title of the singer because that song appeared in that movie. And I just bought this, and she is an absolutely great singer. She is absolutely, beautiful. She's got like, a Massive Attack, fucking, a mix between like Liz Fair, like earlier Liz Fair and Massive Attack, and two of my other favorite, bands. As a matter of fact, Exile in Guyville was the one of the other albums that I bought that day. So there's that, and so this is basically her more well-known album. She has released another album called Haunted, but as far as I can tell you, I don't own that album. But she's had like the singles on this are pretty cool. There was the first song, Hello, of course, which is the first song off the album. There was Angry Johnny, which has as well had some airplay, back in the 90s, when this album came out. This album was released in 1995 through Atlantic Records, and but their other song, which is track 2, called Trigger Happy Jack, that one did not it failed to reach any charts, but their music video is supposed to be really famous. Like, she has like a man in a jar. It's really weird, but anyway, so like I said, I really, really love her vocals. They're just so relaxing to listen to. She's she's kind of, sounds like, a little bit of more Chiba, another great group that I like. The lead vocalist is beautiful. And, when you're just like, when you just want to have like a relaxing, quiet afternoon, you can always like put this thing on your stereo and just, crank it up and just sit back and just chill, because like I said, I'm not like always, listening to death metal. Like, I always, I like to, diverse my taste in music. Like, back in the day, I used to just like basic like metal and rock, but now I've gotten into more like, 90s alternative and like more modern, fucking, adult alternative, of, the 2010s. But yeah, like I said, this is a great album. Very relaxing, very Massive Attack type. And like, for those who are into that kind of shit, I would give this one a try. The thing though is that the music video for Hello, the last time I looked at that music video, that was like more of the it was like more of the rock version. Like, the version on this one is more like a trippy, trip hop type. But the music video, the sound is much different. It's more guitarish. But either version is great. But I mostly enjoy the one on this one because, like, you know, I like to relax. You know, I'll probably read a book or something. I mean, I haven't read books in a while, but you know, if I would, you know, this would be the first album I would listen to if I was, you know, reading a book. But anyway, so this is a great album. I very much recommend it. If like, it's also like, you know, it's got like a Portishead and Cocteau Twins type feel to it. You know, and it's also like this one group called Joy Drop. That band I will actually get to in probably in like a week or so. I will be discussing that album that I own of Joy Drop, and just tune in and see what you think of that one once I make it, of course. But like I said, this is their. This is one of the only albums that they made. Like I said, they made that album Haunted in 2000. One of their songs off that album appeared on the soundtrack to Book of Shadows, Blair Witch 2, which pretty much was not as good as the first one. You know. And, but this, like I said, this is basically their most well-known album. So if you find this anywhere at like Goodwill or Half Price Books or anywhere, or if you just want to, or you can just like stream it and just look up songs off of YouTube. So, but I think that this could be a good, you know, a good recommendation, and I would definitely, you know, give this one a try. Like I said, I've had this since 2015, and it has not left my collection since then. And I don't think I will be giving this away anytime soon. You know. So, POE. Their album Hello, released in 1995 through Atlantic Records. So, and so yeah, like I said, I give it a go. If you don't like it, then, you know, then don't fucking listen to it. Thanks for watching.